Good afternoon, friends. As we discussed in the last lecture, difference between special inner product spaces and Euclidean inner product spaces, and today we're going to discuss some properties of inner product spaces and special least square solution and the orthogonal complements of the vectors. Okay, so that are the content of today's lecture: angle between vectors, Pythagorean theorem, orthogonal complements, least square solutions. Angle between two vectors: if u and v are two non-zero vectors in an inner product space V, and if theta is the angle between them, then the cos theta is equals to inner product of u comma v upon norm u into norm v. This theta which represent angle between two vectors u and v, and using this equation we find the angle between two vectors in the special inner product space. Student have to note that here inner product u comma v may be Euclidean inner product and special inner product. In the Euclidean inner product, doing with the only dot product of u and v, and the special inner product u comma v, we define function and deal with that function and find the inner product u comma v. Let one example: find the angle between the vectors u1, that is the vector 1 comma minus 3, and another vector u2, that is the 2 comma 4. In the R2 is have the Euclidean inner product. Student have to note that here R2 have the Euclidean inner product, means here we deal with the only dot product between u and v. The solution, we have to find the cos theta, and after that we converted theta is equals to cos inverse of that quantity. We know that the angle between two vectors can be represented of the equation cos theta is equals to inner product of u1 comma u2 upon norm of u1 into norm of u2. But here the R2 have the Euclidean inner product, so we converted inner product function u1 comma u2 into dot product u1 dot u2, and upon norm of u1 into norm of u2. The equation converted in this fashion, and it equals to write the value u1, that is 1 comma minus 3, and the value of u2, that is 2 comma 4, and upon norm of u1. Student easily verify that norm of each vector in the Euclidean inner product can be find by the under root of that first element square plus second element square. Here under root of first element is 1, so norm of u1 is under root 1 plus 9, that is the square of 3 minus 3. So that can be find norm of u1, and similarly find the norm of u2, that is the under root of 2 square, that is 4, plus under root of under root of 2 square plus under root of 4 square, that is 16, and that is inner product of that quantity. In the last slide we see then inner dot product of this two quantity, that is the 1 into 2, that is 2, minus 3 into 4, that is 12, and that is converted to minus 12 upon under root of 10 into under root of 20. That can be simplified: minus 10 upon root of 10 into root of 20, that is nothing but minus of 1 upon under root 2. So that is the value of cos theta. So theta can be written in cos inverse of minus of 1 upon root 2. So here we seen that how find the angle between two vectors using the Euclidean inner product or spatial Euclidean inner product. Let us understand one more property, Pythagorean theorem. Pythagorean theorem is the, if u and v are orthogonal vectors in an inner product space V, then norm of u plus v square is equal to norm of u square plus norm of v square. In the last lecture we doing the proof of this theorem. Proof is since u and v are orthogonal, so in the inner product of orthogonal vectors is 0. So u comma v is equals to v comma u is equals to 0, because of we are given that u and v are orthogonal. So starting with the norm of u plus v square is equals to, student can easily verify that norm of any inner product can be written in this fashion. Norm of u plus v square is equals to norm of u plus v comma u plus v. This can be simplified in this equation, and this equation norm of u comma u nothing but norm of u square plus this inner product v comma v is converted into norm of v square, and this norm u comma v and norm v comma u, that is 0, because of we are given that u and v are orthogonal and inner product of orthogonal vectors is 0. So here we seen that how the Pythagorean theorem can be easily proved. Let one example of verification of Pythagorean theorem. If we have two vectors u1 1 comma 2 and u2, that is 2 comma minus 1, and R2 have the Euclidean inner product, so how can we verify the Pythagorean theorem using Euclidean inner product in R2? First of all, we need we have to prove u and v are orthogonal. For that we easily seen that dot product of u dot v is equals to 0. For that dot product u dot v is equals to u, that is 1 comma 2 dot of 2 comma minus 1, and the dot product is converted into 2 minus 2, that is 0. So dot product of u and v is 0, that means u and v are orthogonal. Now we go for further verification. For that we need u plus v. For that u plus v is equals to element in bracket summation of first element of u and v, that is 1 plus 2 comma summation of second element of u and v, that is 2 and minus 1, that is 2 minus 1, and we simplify and convert it into the in the bracket 3 comma 1. Now the norm of u plus v square is equals to square of this quantity, that is 9, plus square of this quantity, that is 1, and final resultant is 10. So norm of u plus v square is equals to 10. Now find the norm of u square, that is summation of square of two element of u, and that is the first element u is 1 and square of 1 is 1, plus second element of u is 2 and square of that element is 4. The resultant value is 5. So the value of u, norm of u square is equals to 5, and similarly we can find the value of norm of v square, that is the square of minus 2, that is 4, plus second element of V, square of that element is 1, so the resultant value is 5. So addition of these two quantity, norm of U square plus norm of V square, that is 5 plus 5 is 10. So in the last slide we see that norm of U plus V square, that is we get 10, and here norm of U square plus V square, that is also 10. So the Pythagorean theorem, norm of U plus V square is equals to norm of U square plus norm of V square, is verified. So here we easily seen that how the Pythagorean theorem is verified. Now see the one interesting property, orthogonal complements. How we define the orthogonal complements? Let W, capital W, be any subspace of an inner product space capital V. A vector U in V is called orthogonal to W if it is orthogonal to every vectors in W. Means if W is any subspace in V, and let one vector U in the V, and that the U vector is said to be orthogonal to W if it is the vector U is orthogonal each and every vectors to the W, then we say that U is orthogonal to W. And such set of all such vectors in V that are orthogonal to W is called orthogonal complement of W, and it is denoted by W perp. This notation we read as W perp or W perpendicular, means set of all vectors that are the orthogonal to each and every vectors to W, that we say that the orthogonal complements, and it is denoted by W perp or W perpendicular, we say. Now the properties, some properties of orthogonal complements. Let W be a subspace of an inner product space capital V. A vector U is in W perp if and only if U is orthogonal to every vectors in a set that spans W. Means this is the first property, means if any vector U in W perp, means U in the orthogonal complement, if and only if that vector have to orthogonal to the spans orthogonal to the vectors in the set of that span the vector space W. The second property, the only vector common to the W and W perp is 0 vector, means in the W and W perp, means W and the orthogonal complement of W, the common vector of that two vector space is the only 0 vectors. W perp is a subspace of V. Obviously we easily verify that. The third property, W perp is also subspace of V. The fourth property, W perp of W perp is original vector W. Okay, so that is the important properties of orthogonal complements. Let us one theorem. If A is any M cross N matrix, means M rows and N column matrix, then the following condition hold. First condition, that is the row space of A perp is equals to column space of A, and null space of A perp is equals to row space of A. Means row space, this sentence means row space of A and null space of A are orthogonal complements in Rn, and the null space of A and row space of A, which are the orthogonal complements in Rn with respect to the Euclidean inner product. The second property, column space of A perp is equals to null space of A transpose, and null space of A transpose of perp is equals to column space of A. Means column space of A and null space of A transpose, that are the orthogonal complements in R raised to m with respect to the Euclidean inner product. And the null space of A transpose and the column space of A are orthogonal complements in the Rm with respect to the Euclidean inner product. So that are the important result to find the basis which are they span this type of vectors. Let one example to find the basis of orthogonal complement of the subspace W of the corresponding space Rn spanned by the vectors u1, that is the 2 0 minus 1, and u2, that is the 4 0 minus 2 in R3. Okay, so here we want to find the basis for orthogonal complement of the subspace W. So first of all we have to see how the subspace W is defined. The subspace W is spanned by the vector is the row space of the matrix A. Means a matrix A is defined by the combination of that two vectors 2 0 minus 1 4 0 minus 2 as the row vectors, and we want to find the orthogonal complement of this basis for orthogonal complement of this matrix. And for that row space of, we have the result row space of A perp is equals to null space of A. Means we want to find the basis of basis of orthogonal complements of row space, then we have to find the basis for null space of A. For that, for the null space of A is the solution space of the homogeneous system X is equals to 0. Student easily can verify that. Null space, basis for null space is find from the solution space of the homogeneous equation X is equals to 0, and homogeneous equation can be written using matrix A is